What's up everybody and welcome back to the channel. It is an Infinite Magicraid video and we are going to be talking about which hero you should choose first on your account. Now after the reworks, that kind of thing, what sort of hero is going to be best for your account. We'll try and do a little bit of a detailed one, but there's not really that much to it. It's actually pretty straightforward. Don't forget, using carzak code on Aptoid, you can support me and my channel and save yourself money at the same time. It's a very good way if you're spending money in the game to really get a better deal for your, bang for your buck. So if you're using carzak, you get 5% extra off your purchase, and then you get an initial 10%. The next one is, in 2 days, we'll be getting an actual cashback there of an extra 5%. So you'll be saving 20% on every purchase on that day. That does increase. The maximum user bonus is 25%, but carzak code does stack with that to make it 30% as well. Any information about Aptoid, link in the description below. There's a full guide on it showing you exactly what you need to do, how to install it, how to use it, and also showing the price of purchases. Okay, so we're getting into the video. We're going to have a little look. At the Mythics. And I'm going to move myself into the middle a minute just so you can see a bit better. We're going to get on with the video now. And I'm going to go in order, and then we'll talk about all the Mythics together as well, okay? So, Nordak, straight away, boom. This is the beast, okay? This is your first go-to as a Mythic hero. He provides so much for your team, okay? If you literally throw just speed on him, and so you're faster than the dungeon bosses or any other bosses for that matter, you're going to get damage immunity and block debuff to protect your team from that AoE damage that comes in when they first start a boss fight. Nordak is great. He will need to be exclusived, so make sure you do push him up on his exclusives. However, if you do have a Mamuk, okay, so if you have Mamuk, then potentially you may want to go for a Nita first, because Mamuk is still a solid legendary hero. Even at E0, he will be putting a provoke on him, he will have damage immunity, or invincibility, sorry, and he will provide your team with a shield as well. And Nita could provide you with that huge DPS that you need to clear some waves. Nita would be 100% your second option after choosing Nordak, but if you do have Mamuk, you may decide to leave off of Nordak for a moment and go to Nita. But Nordak is great in both PvE and PvP. He can pretty much be used in the entire game. Same as Nita though, she can be used PvE and PvP. She does a ton of damage. Best up paired with the likes of Poseidon, Space to really push her on fast, Guhana, the likes of Fokaz as well. So yeah, Nita is a great hero. So either choosing Nordak first, you could choose Nordak even if you have Mamuk, but you probably won't use Mamuk as much in your team. Second would be Nita, unless you do have Mamuk and you're really wanting to push DPS on your account. Third choice would always be Ben Austin. Okay, he's just too good still with his King's Majesty. This is just too good. But always remember to when you get a new Mythic, always get them to E3, then move on to the next one. After you've gotten them, so we're going to say Nordak to Nita to Ben Austin, and after that, we're going to be thinking, right, what does my account need next? Personally, I would go for Lucifer, especially if you have the likes of Rista in your lineup. But if you've got Lucifer paired up with Rista and Ben Austin, it's just massive damage, okay? And it's granting him stealth all the time from Rista, so he's always in that stealth kind of mindset. Brynhild is great on PvP, not so much PvE. But PvP, she's still very good. Not as good as in Classic Arena as she was since the introduction of like Lydia, Hengi Free, Donald Rebel being used now. So Brynhild is still solid in Advanced Arena and Championship though. Allcaster, you can use Allcaster in 2 ways. You can have him at Allcaster E0, have him unawakened, really cheap hero. No gear on, just let him die. Thanks to his passive buff, and that's going to boost the damage of your highest attacking hero. So potentially, on that note, maybe you could even still potentially choose him first, but I don't think it's wise to over Nordak or Nita or Ben Austin anymore. On that note, Allcaster does get very good at E2, E3 as well. Lucia is a great bleed damage hero. She can do a lot of damage. However, I still prefer Lucifer over Lucaia. She is good, but again, I still prefer Lucifer. I'm sorry, I do. She can do a ton of damage, however. The raid is going to help you in some boss content, thanks to her passive increasing damage of other heroes, and she also deals some good damage too. But like the likes of Guild Boss, she can be huge for your account. But again, it's a niche kind of use, although people do love using her in dungeons as well now. PvP, she can do pretty good as well, but compared to some of the others, not quite up there in terms of damage. So she is a support hero, thanks to this passive here, where it increases damage when they take direct damage, and she is very good. Luna can still be useful. She's still very useful in Faction Abyss. She does have a turn meter boost. She does get attack up too. She does have a resurrect. But she's not... it's tough. She's not used as much as she was. I would like to see her being used, maybe more somewhere. But there's just too many good heroes in the game now. Yeah, I mean, it's a tricky one. Like, I don't need her. I don't need to build her. I just don't need her anymore. Madlena, I still want to see a rework on Madlena. She can do AoE defense down too. It was very good for countering the likes of Brynhild when she was in meta. But now you can still use her in PvP. She's not very good in PvE in my opinion, but PvP she's still very, very viable. Malkio, again, I haven't seen anyone using him in PvE, but PvP Malkio is a huge damage dealer. So, you know, very similar to the likes of Boughton, Bull even, Margarita, just an upgraded version of that. So, yeah, Malkio, and he does have a strip as well, right? I think on the Switch, this one strips debuffs. It may be, I'm pretty sure one of them steals all buffs from all enemies. Yeah, so that's also nice as well. He can strip and nuke. So, Malkio's very good. So, final recap of who to choose. Nordak first. Unless you have Mamuk, then you could be twisted between Nita first or Nordak first. But definitely, Nordak and Nita are your first go-to heroes. So I would suggest Nordak, Nita, then Ben Austin. Then I would choose Lucifer. And then, I mean, we're talking a lot of Mythic fragments now. And the rest are all, we've spoken about them, like Brynhild PvP, Allcaster, we can use the cheese method, but he is also PvE and PvP, so Allcaster is a good selection too. Lucaia, PvP, PvE, she can deal some very good bleed damage. And the raid is PvE and PvP. She's huge in Guild Boss though for your team. Luna, I just can't rate her much anymore. The turn meter boost, yeah, but I mean, the resurrection, yeah, okay, and block, yeah, I just stopped rating her much anymore. Madlena is good in PvP, and Malkio is good in PvP as well. So that's kind of the video done for you. I hope it gives you a bit of an input of who you should choose first. And yeah, I'll see all of you in the next video. Have a fantastic day, even wherever you are. Goodbye.